Someday someone will learn how to say my last name.
Trivette.
No.
That's what he did.
Trivet. Yeah, he said Trivette. I'm not an animal doctor.
Okay, well, that was an interesting segment, I have to say. Some manhandling at the end, apparently, so Dre's going to look after those two. It's going to be North versus HellRaisers. Which one is this game? Is this 1-1, I think?
This is a one-on-one game.
One-on-one game, yeah, makes sense. So nothing too much on the line. No one's going home, no one's progressing.
We already had our 2-0 in 2 games already, so they're out of the way.
Go. And we're going to see whether North on the CT side can topple HellRaisers. Got a very impressive record on this particular map. Lots of landslide victories, but I think Duncan's right. The 16-1, 16-2s they've got probably when they started on the CT side. So North have done a good job winning the knife and might be able to do a great job here on train. We've obviously got Mertz, probably the map he does the best on. Very flashy AWPer, but to be going up against the likes of Voxic, who is no stranger to the weapon either. I think it's going to be a close game. We shall see, though. It's up to Valda and co to try and overcome their recent woes. They did actually beat this team in the DreamHack Open Tours final. I think it was 2-0, actually. But either way, they got the advantage there, and we'll see what happens as we get into round number 1. Only one flashbang and a headshot from Mertz to kick things off. 5 versus 4 advantage. Can Mertz find anything more? No.
This has got AZ instead, though, so it's going the way of HellRaisers. Mertz tries his desperate best from Hell, speaking of the position. Only gets one. Voxic able to respond immediately. MSL's wrapped in behind the train to try and recover. Dead Fox is at Hitch. Voxic, they're both there, but MSL gets taken down by Voxic. His teammate, we were watching, was staring in the opposing direction as we look at MSL in the camera for Valda. There we go. And it's a 1 versus 2. He has a kit, but no armor, 31 HP. They've got better HP on both remaining players for HellRaisers, as well as a bomb that is now planted safely as well toward Z Connector, where they arrived from. But Dead Fox did not even consider the fact that a flank was possible. Bondik is forced to peek because Valda had the kit. Remember that. 11 HP. Bondik on 44. He's going to try and hold it. Nerves, but can't get away with it. Bondik won't allow it, and they're stoked.
Yeah, they're loving that. There we go. It will be 1-0 for HellRaisers. Touch and go round. Fast approach from HellRaisers. Lost the first couple of kills due to the Mertz USP, but they recovered. Made their way back towards inside. Came down to that 1 versus 1. And unfortunately, couldn't get the full defuse going. Certainly had the chance to do so, but Bondik held his nerve, kept applying the pressure, didn't allow that 5-second defuse to come in. And we have got a technical pause, as is per tradition. So, a chance for us to work out what's happening here. I'm going to have a look in the chat. Doesn't say. It will be Deagles and no force buy from North, a team that are moving away from the insta-force buy in the second round. We'll see if it works out for them. They've got a couple of Deagles and default pistols here. CZ for AZ in the last minute. And presumably we'll see rifles come up for HellRaisers here. 3 of which are AKs, 1 MAC-10. Dead Fox yet to buy. Remember, it's Voxic who's the opener, not Dead Fox, who was a little bit inconsistent. Fox is actually very well versed the weapon. You'll see him with some great plays coming up, I'm sure. As we get into round number 2 here. Just one set of armor. That's going to be Valda with the Kevlar and the Deagle. Let's see if they can make a dent here.
English is one of those weird ones. A set of armor, it's 1. A pair of glasses, it's 1.
Yeah.
2 eyes, but 1. Shoulder did show.
Pair of trousers.
Pair of trousers, Voxic. Still out in the position to try and capitalize, but it's Angel and Izza that will start things off instead. Kirby's already completely removed. AZ nearly was. Shot over his left shoulder. Waiting in the smoke to try and take advantage. Unfortunately, the second smoke's going to make that even harder, although that one bounced quite far to the right, so there will be a gap. This time, MSL and Mertz slow the other 2 down. If AZ had found Voxic, I would have called round done. Mertz will finally get Dead Fox. It's still only a 2 versus 2, but HP has dwindled away for North.
It certainly has.
It was an all-important kill that Voxic returned against AZ. I'm still in the possession of HellRaisers as Bondik does spot Mertz peeking. Valda's going to try and rotate in, but not quick enough. Bondik got the angle. Bondik's got the vision. Valda's trying to just be cheeky with his peek and fire. Unsuccessful. Spots out that Voxic's close. Knows likely that the bomb is as well. Goes hunting for it and Couldn't hit the headshot. Bondic wins out the final kill yet again, so it goes 2-0 for HellRaisers.
Absolutely does. There we go. HellRaisers managed to negate the initial Deagle interactions. It looked quite promising there for North with the first 2 kills coming in their favour, but it wasn't the force buy. They actually had to try and make that happen with no armor, no nades. They got a few Deagle headshots, but ultimately we do have a tech pause coming in again. It's getting a little bit problematic. It almost seems like every map has this long-winded start, but we'll just see what's going on here. Apparently Valda's scoreboard's not working, so that's probably a game restart, I'd imagine, or even maybe just a reconnect, I'm not sure. Shouldn't be too much of an issue either way. Good to go. Full eco now for the Danes. This team has been quite disappointing overall. The North project hasn't really been lifting a ton of trophies apart from... I don't want to discredit the DreamHack Opens circuit, but
Montreal.
It's hardly that...
Montreal had other issues as well, and then they only had to win 1 map in the final, remember?
Sure. So they've won that, and they won DreamHack Tour just recently last week. So, yeah, that's
Which is great. It means they're on a high right now, but I get what you're saying. It's not... I wouldn't call it a Tier 1 event currently.
Exactly.
Great event, well run, well managed, great organization, but not a Tier 1 in terms of competition.
Oh yeah, that's why it's called the Open, right? It's designed to allow these teams to get experience and progress their way up to the Masters, which is obviously their flagship product. Either way, it will be round 3, the full eco now. PT50s for MSL and AZ, and that's about it. This should be quite the simple procedure for HellRaisers. Strong team on this map, and they're going to find a 3-0 on the T side. That's a great start to the match by anyone's gauge, but AZ gets 1. And KRB with the 2nd. These USBs causing some damage now. Voxic does avoid bullets there and finds a couple of kills. It's both of the headshots going in his favour. 3 versus 2. Valda has got a weapon there. If AZ can make something happen here with his P250, they could be onto something. Who holds their nerve? It will be easy to fall back. Voxic's on the hunt though, but he could find his demise around with the AK. That's a good smoke. That should win the round single-handedly there. They can now just smoke in towards that connector, plant the bomb, and not really much CTs can do about this. Good discipline from HellRaisers. If they push that any further, they probably lose the round.
Hold up. The angle from afar, but can't get the damage to go along with it. Did hit Bondic, but only down to 20, and it goes to HellRaisers, 3-0, but now we get into the gun rounds, so we'll see if North can continue their triumphant ways on train. I do echo your sentiment about disappointment with North.
Yeah, as an overall project. Like the amount of money and prestige around the organization.
Absolutely, yeah. FC Copenhagen backing them. And more than just the prestige, it was the way that it started, it's the way that it's transpired. Kjærby comes back in from Astralis. You know, they let Magisk go, who's now in Astralis and doing quite well there.
Amazingly well, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say doing better than what Kjærby did for them, despite that Kjærby was the MVP of the major when they won, but that's a different story. You know, you also have to look at the fact that they had Config, who didn't work out for other reasons, and they've had a lot of talent. They haven't had the success to go with it, whether for not using someone correctly in the server or not having the personality in check, and you have to look to leadership for that. And I think Cajun B is another player that I wouldn't have looked at him to be the one to remove at the time. So there has been some questionable decisions on the North side, and if you're a fan of North, I'm sure it's been rather painful to watch at times. Might be a pleasure to watch Valda go off from that position, but he only manages 1. Voxic's able to put him back down from the spool as they enter on high toward B. Smoke to extinguish the flames. AZ pushes through. Voxic's got to try and plant the bomb.
Here we go. 3 versus 2. They do have the upper hand, but no kits. Luckily, though, Voxic really stuck in a tricky situation. He's got players coming from upper and lower, but Issa deals with the first. Now 2 versus 2. Voxic nails the shot. Kjærby, he'll be tested at this point. No kit, no grenades, but he does find the first. Issa has to try and hold his nerve. The full defuse will come through, but oh my goodness, this is going to buy him a little bit of time. Issa, be careful. That should be the round. If he doesn't peek again until the fake defuse comes in, he'll be absolutely fine. That's going to be round done. Kjærby knows it, as he'll fall back and have to fade away. It is going to be 4-0. Issa's done it. You can see him not celebrating just yet, but he knows that's going to be the case at this point. And he'll survive quite comfortably as well. So well done. The fist bumps come through. Great work by HellRaisers, and just good trades. They know it's a first gun round. Sure, North didn't force buy in that second round, but they're always going to be a little bit limited. That's why you want to try and group up, go as a 5-man unit towards a bomb site. Execution's always very good in those first gun rounds. They trade out effectively 3 versus 3, and it was a bit uncomfortable in the 3-on-2, but Issa helps him out from the upper ramp. Voxic then able to find a bit of room to peek towards the backtracks, nailed the shots. And there we have it. It will be 4-0, and Kiabi saves the orb. He'll be using it, apparently, with his teammates on a little bit of a partial buy with CZ and armor.
Good shot from MSL. Falls away with the CZ. Angel's going to push up. Very, very snappy response to catch Mertz. Could have cost him. Great response again to get MSL. Angel's looking very, very sharp. Dead Fox will take down Volda as well. That's on top of the bomb train. AZ trying to sneak back out with his Eagle as the last alive, and Dead Fox is able to solve sort somewhere between that. So 5-0. It'll be a max loss bonus, but an immediate timeout called from MSL as they get back into what will be their second gun round. And again, you talked about the triumphant scorelines for North on this map. Perhaps MSL having that in the back of his mind thinks, well, this is uncharacteristic to have a start as such, and wants to deal with it immediately.
5-0. It's not going too well so far, but still very early days, still very recoverable. Just really far from ideal where you'd like to be in terms of this particular setting. CT's out on train. You know, HellRaisers is very well versed. They've had a fantastic start. You're on the double orb setup now. Mertz and AZ will be rocking the double orbs. I've seen AZ orb a few times. Can be quite nimble with the weapon. We'll see whether he can get going here. A player that's been under scrutiny after leaving Dignitas hasn't really hit the heavy heights we saw when he was considered one of the hottest properties in CS, I would say, back then.
Cluj-Napoca was amazing. They might have gone out with no wins in what was the old group stage system, but it was incredible. He played very, very well. Breakout performance for him. Remember that he was then transferred to what was G2 phase at the time.
Yes,
and
that's
was
right,
part
phase,
of the early phase project. If
as
you
Mike
want to
Kelly,
look at it that way, it
Fox,
was a while ago.
Rain, AZ, and the fifth.
There were so many players that went in and out of there. Kishima, I think, came in after him.
Yeah, I can't remember the fifth. There were so many players in it was unbelievable.
Oh,
Jacob.
Jacob, exactly. It was the other Norwegian. KRB, outside of Pop Dog, has MSL beside him. MSL's taking a good amount of damage. He's down to 15. Mertz is also on 33 with the AWP, 1 of 2. AZ with the other. AZ with the other. KRB stuck along the wall, needs to back off, but they don't have control of Pop Dog, thankfully. There's no one there. They've started to go on toward B instead. Dead Fox and Angel. It's always a scary thought to crawl around that corner. Tell them that they were setting up to trade off of it, but they optimistically went, and they go no further, because as they wrap into the site, Volda finds 2 kill before that came in from MSL. Voxic burns alive. Volda the man to throw the flames, and the bomb is inside of that. 30 seconds to go, and Issa as well removed. So timeout works for North. Both AWPs still in their hands. 20 seconds. Nothing Issa's going to be able to do.
Well, with 15 seconds, yeah, you're right. At this point, just trying to find any kills he can. Money's not as strong as you'd think with a 5-0 start. They had 4 players survive last round, sure, but then 1, 3, 2. So they have been kept relatively modest there. Good round from North. Valda finally showing some form there as he finds his 6th frag with a 3K in round number 6 here. It's a good job. It's a will save his weapon, but no utility. And you can see them looking a lot more confident about that. They've got Ave as their coach now, who is a former 1.6 legend. I always thought that was an interesting play. Like, he's obviously going to bring a different approach to CS, but as anyone who hasn't really been involved in CSGO for the last 6 years, is he going to be the key to the puzzle that really kind of changes their luck around? But who knows? I have no idea. Round 7. Double orb setup still ringing true, and it's going to be the full buy for HellRaisers, their last one. All invested down to around $500. Molotov comes in and Mertz will have to fall back. That's Molotov pretty much thrown every single round. You can't allow an AWP to be established at the start of the round. It means you can just have 1 player inside and 4 outside. That's not ideal if you're planning to approach that side of the map. That's an execution from Dead Fox as he bounces the nade through. All bang to come in as well.
Flash down. MSL able to take Angel. MSL still in position. Dead Fox jumping through the smoke is able to land the headshot before the final bullet can spew from the end of the M4 as Bondic finds Mertz. There's an exchange, a flurry, in fact, through the cloud. It's Valda that wants to try and get toward E-Box, and Dead Fox still on that 15 HP. We'll get to the site. Voxic needs to work the bomb into a better position and should go for the plant with 52 seconds. Any second now. Very timidly, they want to peek all angles first. They're going to try and take this to B. Knowledge is power. They don't have any. They're gambling on this. Plant could have easily transpired onto the A site, but they're expecting a faster rotation, and unfortunately, this hands all of the cards to Valda. I would love to see his perspective, though, because he's still playing Spool, which suggests to me that he thinks they're going to come from the brown halls. He may not actually... Yeah, exactly. He's done. They're going to spot him before...
No, Matt, they're not.
I thought Voxic was already around the bomb train. Unbelievable. So many what-ifs in this round. And Valda gets away with it. He was absolutely unaware that they were inside of the site, and they don't check it after looking everywhere outside. It's the one spot they don't look inner, and it gets them one kill, but that's all it will yield him. Valda finds back around, and after not going down, not dying, he's the man to steal the round for North.
That's so interesting that Dead Fox even waits 5 seconds, really, before he even checks the bomb there and still makes all that noise. I think at that point you might as well take a risk and see whether he is fake defusing. You're so far removed, you're low HP, might as well try that out. But there we go. Valda will end the round single-handedly pretty much. They don't check the spools, as you pointed out. And the round will slip by. 5-2 now as the North start to make themselves comfortable here on train. There is somewhat of a buy available here for HellRaisers. A couple of AKs. The rest will be on pistols, I believe. Maybe 3. There it is. 3 AK-47s, 2 pistols. Just trying to shut down the fact they know North's money is so low right now. They can squeeze out one of these victories. It's going to mean double eco for the CTs. You can see North pretty much invested fully down to $0 on every single player. Marcel can't get the double kill though. Does inflict damage towards Bondic, but Mertz doing even more. Goes to that double frag, looking for 3. Not going to get it quite. The bloodlust started to set in. KRB will save the day though. 3 versus 1. Angel with it all to do.
Angel with the Molotov toward the site. Mertz will have to move, although it landed actually in between the two, I guess, towers, if you will, on the bomb train, and he was behind them. But a 1 versus 3. It could be 3 in a row for North. It will be. Mertz hits the shot, 3rd in the round, so looking pretty solid on the AWP.
There it is. Mertz, like I said, normally does his best work on train. That should be the eco next point. No bomb going down.
Former Academy team member Mertz, of course.
Indeed. And you've got former Academy member Gade playing in Optic now.
That's exactly right.
So we've had Golden, Gade, Mertz coming up from Academy team. Hadji for Envious going up there. So that kind of works. Can't really argue with the results that the Academy teams are bringing. Found some decent talent.
Yeah, it may only be 4 out of how many, but we can't expect that all of a sudden all of them are going to graduate. Yeah, exactly. There's only so much room at the top.
But it's cool to see it work somewhat.
MSL still trying to trade blows inside of the pop dog position. He's done so many rounds in a row. Meanwhile, back to B, back to basics, perhaps, because it's pistols and they want to go quickly to try and get a bomb down. That's going to be shut down entirely by KRB through the smoke, finds 2. Mertz and AZ. We'll add to that as the bomb is planted, and Bondic does well just to get the bomb down to add some investment, but couldn't really ask for a whole lot more.
Yeah, the bomb down, bit of extra cash. They get a kill, that's fine, but now this game is wide open. 5-4, North have weathered the storm and managed to get 4 rounds in a row. And we'll see whether it works out for them. 15 seconds left on the freeze time. Looking at the buys right now. AWPs are out, AKs as well. Full buy on either side. No double AWP set up for North, though, anymore. I think AZ very proficient rifle. Let's keep him on that for now. Mert's doing a good job. AZ 3 and 7, maybe stifling himself with the AWP. Round 10. This is a best of 3, our second of the day, believe it or not. We did get slightly delayed. Well, I say slightly, very delayed by the Renegades game earlier. With quad overtime and a 4.5-hour best of 3 against Gambits. We did say goodbye to the CIS team, who are slightly in turmoil right now. This game doesn't have the same sort of gravity attached to it. This is a one-on-one game. Not really much of a storyline comes out of it. Whoever loses will be on the last life. Whoever wins will be close to making it to the playoffs. So there you go. I guess that's the one thing about the Swiss system. I kind of went into this before. It doesn't have that ongoing storyline, like saying like this team will crash out of the tournament, they lose this one, they've got to make it through the upper bracket. And it kind of, some of the games feel less exciting, you know, for that simple reason, I guess.
Sure, yeah, I think specifically you're referencing these one-on-one games where there's not
like
as much on the line.
The Swiss format has games that aren't quite as exciting, quite a few of them, you know?
They all have serve their own significance, sure, but there's not high stakes in all of them,
Sure.
whereas I think more to the point as well, because there's sort of a triple elimination process rather than a double elimination process, it seems like it takes a little longer to get there.
Sure.
Also. But that's part of the reason why it was suggested to begin with, because it gave teams more opportunity to avoid that excuse of saying, well, it was an upset or
a bad day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think there's still flaws with it.
I like it from that point of view, players' point of view, just a spectator point of view.
No,
like, takes away
100%.
some of the hype, you know, of every game. I think there's so much on the line here. But either way, it will be Mertz to show us that he's consistent with his AWP as he finds one more kill. Voxic will fight back, though. 4 versus 2 now. Kiabi, great shot with the AK-47 from the connector. And AZ above them here with the M4. Not the cleanest of kills, but that's absolutely fine. Gets a double. That one was much nicer. 4 players survive, and it's going to be North now, tying things up at 5-5. Pause comes in for Angel. Feels like this spree of rounds isn't exactly ideal. They've got maximum loss bonus now, but a plant was not possible in the previous one. So they'll be on about 4.3k per player right now. Not enough for an AWP already, unless they went full glass cannon. Bondo could have to drop it. He's got 4750. Get into the next round here. You can see the AWP out there for Mertz still have. Look at the scoreboard over here. Mertz 11. Varda 10. Voxic 13 on HellRaisers. At the bottom of each team is AZ 5-7. And Issa 3-7. Actually got the MVP award over in DreamHack Tour, even though he didn't win the tournament. So there you go. It takes a very special performance to yield that. Simple's done that a few times this year. Even back here when they lost to Mouseballs in the grand final, Simple was still the MVP. Doesn't really happen too often.
It's true. It'll be like when Marc-Andre Fleury wins the Conn Smythe no matter what happens.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
That's what I thought.
So, the buy comes in, like I said. The AWP will not really possible. Same Molotov towards Upper for the exact same reason. Varda with the M4, though. Oh, Mertz spotted one. That's a definite kill. Maybe not. Angel does styles on it. But Varda, with the repeat, does manage to at least make things equal for now. Drops down towards the spores, but they have spotted him, and he'll be dealt with accordingly. 4 versus 2 now. Great work from the AKs of HellRaisers. A bit faster. Seems to find the success they were looking for there. Great accuracy with the AK-47s.
So AZ rotating away as North, after winning 5 in a row, after a timeout as well, so credit to MSL. We'll have to save, or elect to. Every kill would have counted there for Kiarbi as well, because that entails that it's a reset for HellRaisers. They'll survive with 3 players, including that of the AWP for Dead Fox.
HellRaisers take the lead again then. So, this great shot from Angel, the in-game leader, often credited by the analysts as being one of the better fraggers in terms of tactical masterminds of the game. It's often a bit of an excuse, I guess, they're the in-game leader, they don't expect them to perform well. Angel actually always seems to find some cracking shots. 5-on-5 as we get into round 12 here. The AWP out for Voxic has been tagged up. Not sure how so quickly on. I guess he went towards main entrance, got an aid to the face perhaps. Here we go. Lots of nade damage to the start. Bondic feeling burn there as well.
Issa working the corner as MSL to spot. Volda can swing on this, and they won't detect him. Surely they won't. Check it. He fires early, still gets the kill. Back to the wall, forces it lower, and well done, well played. He'll get 4 kills plus 1 assist in his position. And that all worked out due to MSL taking a little bit of the aggro on the way in.
Definitely did. And it's the same sort of result for Valda, doing a very good job in that inside area. Crossfire's working out nicely. HellRaisers had success with that approach before. Tried it again. Really didn't work out too well for them. It's a harsh reset with no bomb going down. Here's the replay. Valda, they can't seem to top right. He seems to be spoiled almost every single time, but he does manage to get multiple kills. 3 more there. And it will be a full eco by the looks of things from HellRaisers. They've got about $2,000 per player. So $900 next round. They'll still be able to get AKs out, but still anyone's map here. HellRaisers with 6. That's perfect. 80 back on that secondary AWP as he takes out Issa towards Ivy. And now the 5-on-4. An almost guaranteed round for North here.
Carby finding the shot onto Angel. Nade went in as well, but Volda gets Voxic. This is pretty straightforward for North. So, you said it, the reset mid-half. Great that HellRaisers got the start they did, because this could have been much worse.
I guess it doesn't really matter with the clock.
Fish in a barrel with that one, but they'll close it on Dead Fox. MSL was approaching either way. And the lead to North, finally. Been chasing that lead for a while, but they'll finally get it.
Round 14 coming through. Final kill from Valda here. Oh, this is the one we're looking at. So what actually happened here? So he crawled in. Was he just offering himself up? Kneeling before the AWPer?
Could have been something to line up.
I don't know, maybe he's trying to find a dropped weapon or something, I don't know. Either way, flashes out. This is a fast approach towards outside. There certainly will be. Issa will be taken down close range. Mertz doing some fantastic work here. 2 kills with the AWP. That should be the round already. He doesn't seem like he's done yet either. He's going to find the 3rd. Lovely stuff. The young Dane with the AWP, known to be aggressive. Hits every single shot required, and that's going to give them the half lead. Valda waiting in the doldrums as he takes down the 5th. Or is he getting nothing done there?
8-6. Very quick round from North. And again, not much to work with for HellRaisers, so this half could reach a rather obvious conclusion. Force into it naturally. There you go, you can see the money now. You can also see what the observers are pointing out. Quite a discrepancy from top to bottom. 18 for Volda. On the flip side of that, Issa with 4 on HellRaisers. Now that's fine to point out, top to bottom, sure, but there's also AZ that only has 7 for North, so you could also look at that the other way too.
I guess it's the damage they're looking at. Issa only with 400 damage inflicted this entire half. So that's including grenades and stuff, so it's hardly ideal. It's cool looking at the graphs. You can look at the total utility damage. You want to look at Issa's utility. He's done 14 total damage with utility. It's pretty underwhelming, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
AZ's done 0.
Well, there you go. The more you know. Those graphs are good. MSL stares up the rabbit hole. So not only were they reset, I said mid-half, round 11, so toward the tail end of it, but they also have the same situation occur immediately after, and on round 15, which naturally you're going to spend all of your money, you only have pistols. I think that's suggestive in itself as to the struggles HellRaisers have been faced with since having that great start. And ultimately, that great start was a pistol round and a gun round win. And the rest were as a result of that. Kiarbi flashed, but thankfully identified that he was already standing in flames before such time that both his sound and vision were deterred, so he was backed out of it and not taken down, and that allows him to shuffle out from behind the E-box. He'll take down Issa, look for the last kill, and succeed in doing so. 9-6, and I think that was rather obvious once that reset occurred.
Yeah, absolutely. They only had pistols there for the final round. Not ideal. And North, after a bumpy start, they actually win pretty much every single round. I think they got 9 of the last 10 rounds, so that's not bad at all. They were 5-0 down. So great start by HellRaisers winning the pistol, but you think if they didn't win that, they could have been in a lot of trouble. Good news is, though, 6 rounds is definitely enough on the T side. North looked like the better squad towards the end, though. Mertz posting some impressive numbers along with Valder as well. Solid as a rock towards the inside bomb site. And it will be HellRaisers to switch over at this point. It's the first map of this best of 3. And this was HellRaisers' pick. So with that 5-0 start, you're hoping they could probably do a bit more of it. But apparently not. It's going to be a little bit disheartening for them. But they'll be absolutely fine. They win the pistol. They're right back in this one. As we get ready for the second half, the ready-ups coming in. You do get a maximum of 2 minutes to discuss things with your coach. And we'll see whether this will be successful. Bondic, of course, was in Tyloo not so many months ago. That was a bit of an odd time for him. But back where he belongs now in HellRaisers. As we get into the first round of the second half. There's going to be a... What is... Okay, this can't be right. My screen hasn't updated yet. So we're stuck. Our info says they've got orbs and stuff. I can't say what the buy is. There it is. 2 flashbangs, 4 sets of armor. And Dead Fox a defuse kit. Inside rush by the looks of things. Angel will miss the first shots. Issa will get 1. I'd say did well to even get that. He takes him down eventually, but the inside rush might be pushed back at this point. They didn't really capitalize on opening pick. That 1 kill was enough just to hold them at bay. So the bomb won't make its way in just yet. They'll try and wait for the reactions from the 4-on-4 coming in.
Kiabi with the Glock sits at the top of the ramp. AZ will withdraw and go all the way, seemingly back toward his spawn. Well, unable to spot any. Take it back. I was going to say unable to spot anyone deep inside of the site, but he does catch Voxic peeking, and he'll do the same again from Hitch. P2000 for him. Keep in mind that AZ, I was about to say it for that exact reason, has picked up a USP, which gives him that range and that lethal headshot potential. He finds 2, and now North explode toward the outer site. It's just Dead Fox to try and do damage in return. He does exactly that! Dead Fox with an answer, loud and proud on the P2000 in opposition. 2 HP versus 11. Bomb down 28 seconds, and Mertz is starting to doubt the position of Dead Fox, but locks back into finding him just in time.
Oh, what a scary moment that was. Mertz holds his nerve, though. Dead Fox, I felt like it was his. Those 3 kills were brilliant. Sadly, it doesn't work out for him, and he'll have to let that one slip by. But amazing performance there. Great shots from AZ to open things up. But this really did steal the show. 3rd kill. I thought that was enough with the bomb down, but Mertz does manage to break him. So there it is. It will be 10 to 6. I have to retry on this computer map. Take over when I sort this out.
It's all you. You've got this. Angel's going to push back up behind the E-box. They'll try and get in the face of North.
Right,
having come so close.
Mainframe. Hold on. There we go. We're back in action now. Mainframe's been established. Code's been deployed. Assets delivered. We have got server action. And we're going to see 2 AKs for North, 3 SMGs, and a lovely headshot there from Kiabi. Nice and quick. Takes that Issa at the start. Just the force spike from the CTs. Want to work out for them. Voxic very low. He should be dealt with accordingly. And that's going to be the round. 4 versus 1. Bondic with CZ pretty far away towards Pop Dog. Can't really do much of this. Heads towards T-spawn to see what's possible.
So CZ and Armor, that'll be held into the next round. No one really pursuing in that direction. So 11 rounds for North. Now it's looking more due course for their typical train results, despite that slow start. Familiar foe in HellRaisers. I think this is, what, 6th time in... Or the 11th time in the last 2 months? 11th, I forget, one of those numbers. I think it was the 11th time in the last 2 months that they've met, so.
Yeah. Definitely on an equal playing field, I would say, in terms of the matchup. Has to be the full eco now, though, for HellRaisers. 12-6 looking likely for North after going down 5-0 in the first half. This will be a refreshing change for them. CZ for Bondic. He's got the armor as well, the helmets to go with it. KRB watches for any sort of aggression towards main. They haven't really got anything to work with here. It's just going to be P2000s, USBs, and that 1CZ. MSL knows plenty of opportunity here to find the first. Voxer, though, could do some damage here. There it is. Great peek. Takes down Valda. No response. He's out of there.
Bomb Molotov. Temporarily, but intentionally done so by the T's as they want to push back their opposition in an attempt to reclaim it. KRB almost didn't spot the player directly to his left. His teammate took him down instead. 12-6. Now we get to the gun rounds. Toxic brings out the AWP immediately for HellRaisers. Be alone in that effort, but trying to figure out exactly if anyone's going to go for more utility. So 2 FAMASs, but no kits brought out as a result.
See 3 players without helmets as well. The MP7 out for MSL. He knows he can have some run and gun antics here.
More than that, it's glass cannon for Voxic. That's a pretty nifty smoke.
Yeah, that's really cool. They're going to go towards inside. Like, that smoke's already deployed. You're not going to see it coming. Flashbang goes in. Mertz feeling brave. Oof, bravery might not be favouring him so well as Angel gets the first kill. They're struggling to convert frags. They've actually decided to fall back on that one.
The interesting aspect of that smoke, though, is that it was spotted bouncing down. So they, obviously, you know, based on the timing where it came from anyway, it's a set smoke. You can figure it out, but they were ready to rotate as a result of it. But not to be outdone, whether it's MSL that stated he's been calling a lot more mid-round or someone else who made the call. They withdraw from B and go back to A, and the reaction works because they've gotten the bomb down. They're not exactly well off. Mertz on 41, Volda on 14. But again, there's no kits. Voxic's a glass cannon, and the more time that goes by, the better North are.
They've got a Molotov to work with here as well. If they can just stay alive and run this bomb down as low as possible, throw the Molotov like now.
Yep, we're within range of that 10-second defuse. So, but the Molotov may not go that far. Just kept off it. We're still beyond the point of detonation, so this works out very well from North. Great mid-round call to go back.
Yeah, I didn't think that would work out at all. I thought, well, you've let your teammates completely fall apart there. You've gone in. They've fallen back. Didn't really trade out kills effectively. That was a massive advantage for HellRaisers. And Valda, what a game he's having there. As soon as he gets outside, perfect position to catch the transitioning players from the inside bomb site. He catches them boosting, takes 2 of them down, and had the Molotov there. I thought that would be the play to win the round, but he drops the Molotov, gets 1 frag, and then that's it. 1 versus 1, no time of that out the kits, and it's all going to fall apart. And I think, at this point, 13-6, this might be a partial buy from HellRaisers with the 1 rifle, so it could be 14 very quickly. But the CZs always seem to work at these sort of rounds when you desperately need them.
Absolutely true that they're desperate for them. Angel still with that M4 carried over. Interesting way to bounce the flash down.
Yeah, he had a lot more success with it yesterday. There's a big highlight clip of him doing that. I think it's the first time we've seen it. Maybe we saw a DreamHack. I didn't watch that tournament. But it's a cool one. It looks like it goes a little bit deeper, but that one really didn't work out for him. 13-6 and a 5-on-4, and they've picked up an AK.
Angel to the top of the red train. He'll immediately transition back to green. KRB waits patiently inside of the A main position. Alda throws a smoke to the inside of the site. Angel immediately transfers back into Hell, and he'll try and be as effective as he dare in that position. The problem with it is that if he loses everyone on the front of the site, he'll then be exposed as well toward Ivy, but his teammates do the job to make sure he can focus forward, and it all goes the way of HellRaisers finally, so that gives them their first round of the second half. They're still well back, 6 rounds back of North. We're 3 away from the finish, so 13-7, do the math. And there's still money available for North as well.
Like we said, it's always those rounds where you desperately need them to work, so the CZ seem to come to life. Happens again. HellRaisers with a very important round victory there, 13-7 now. All about on both sides. Mertz had a great game so far. Like we said, Trades always seems to do very well for him. He's 19 kills. Varda's 23. 19 at the top is Voxic for HellRaisers. Coming to the bookend now of this first map of the best of 3.
Run boost. Gets away with it, just barely, Kiarbi. I don't think they were expecting Dead Fox to be so close because he saw the player in the air for a lot longer than you would if you were at the other end of the corridor. Volda still wanting to try and push up toward the server. Damage deployed.
Oh, Dead Fox is so low.
But he's not a Dead Fox.
He's still alive and kicking for now. Well, there we go. Valda thought he had the chance to pre-fire the server. He got a lot of damage off with the Galil. Couldn't quite find the killing blow. And we'll make our way back towards the inside here. We'll be shooting out the windows with MSL. Could go for an outside execution. Plenty of fakes available here. Kiarbi given the Galil with the low HP. It would just be the bait on the end of the hook, I would say. Send him in first. He'll probably die. Then his teammates can pick up the pieces. Quite a selfless act by him. Here he goes. Down and he'll be dropped. So he'll take the AWP bullet at least. Now his teammates can try and pick up the pieces.
Well, the good news is they get the AWP bullet. The problem is that it happened so quickly, and the flashes that came out immediately after mean that AWP could be reset. Voxic, it takes him a bit to get there. Does finally find a second kill. Why is Volga not shooting?
I don't know. You can see him.
Well, he saw the AWP get thrown directly toward him as well. Like,
I don't have no idea. That was really weird. Like, usually we can see less because we got the high graphics.
Right.
So he definitely should have been able to see it. Either way, it's still a 2-on-2, and it looks like they'll still win the round. So regardless of what happened there, it looks like they'll be absolutely fine. Voxic will have to do something absolutely monstrous here. Not going to happen. Good shot from MSL to finish things off. So regardless, Valda's bad luck there. Won't be too much of an issue. That's actually going to be a really detrimental round to HellRaisers. 14-7 down. Might have to force by this point. You can see Valda just questioning what happened there. Trying to work it out.
Fathomably would have thought that the AWP was also thrown from down below the headshot angle, but if you paid attention to its height at the apex, it's suggestive that he was actually up on top of the platform.
Shotgun, CZ, AWP, 2 M4s. This could be it for HellRaisers. Another round where the CZs need to come out on top. Kiarbi caught out. This could be HellRaisers round with them all lined up. Issa has some time to work with here, and North just trying to force the issue a bit too quickly there. But we're taken down one by one. I don't think they can recover from this. We'll see. MSL makes his way towards outside. For any sort of frags he can, but he should be traded out at this point. Just get one. The bomb's down. 3 versus 2.
So smoke on E-Box. Issa positions again on top of the bomb train, but sticks a knee out. Volda's having no such opportunity go against him and disposes of him quick enough. Bondic only on the CZ. It's going to do what it does best and go for the drive-by. Picks up an M4 when he gets to the other side and re-emerges well-equipped. Volda down. Mertz for North. In a 1 versus 2. Bondic, it doesn't make sense. 1 versus 2. Mertz still has the bomb. 46 seconds. It's fine if you want to get information, but really, you don't need to be that aggressive, especially jumping against an AWP.
Play together, both sit in the connector if you have to. Make him plan. Why jump up like that, make a ton of noise, and give yourself away? I don't know. A bit confusing with this 1v1 camera. Mertz has the upper hand, and indeed he does. Takes him down.
Well done.
Yeah, that was good. You can see what that means to him. Another recovery from North, and that should obliterate the economy of HellRaisers. 15-7 down, and they've got about 2K per player. So a bit touch and go, but Bondic gives himself up for free. I'm not really sure what that was about.
No need. You're right. Concede the bomb plants, play it together, hold an angle.
Like, go for information, sure, but then jumping and making that much noise, like, Mertz, like, what are you doing? Like, okay, well, if you're going to give me it for free, I'll take it.
And don't discredit Mertz. It was a nice shot, but yeah, the opportunity never should have existed. So 15-7 map point for North on this map 1. Second best of 3 of the day. First one took some 4.5 hours to reach a conclusion. Slow and agonizing defeat for Gambit, who have departed the event.
Here we go, potentially the final round map. But if Renegades versus Gambit taught me anything, it's never over until we hit quad overtime.
I think it was 5. Apparently someone tweeted me to say quintuple is 5. I thought quintuple was 6.
I thought it was right.
Yeah, no, you were. Both of them were, though. You said penta as well. They both are 5.
That's why I asked. I was like, yeah, so penta is 5 as well. And I was like, well, I've heard quintuple before. Where does that come from? Either way, I thought it was. And it will be Mertz to open things up. Lovely shot there. He's had a great game. That's what these young flashy AWPers will have. They'll sometimes be very quiet, but when they're off, they're looking absolutely brilliant. They're kicking off in an emphatic style. But the frag's coming back. It will be Kiabi to give one up. 4 versus 4 now, a bit desperate for HellRaiser. They go towards the backtracks. Dead Foxo, moves just at the wrong time. Hits one of the shots, but can he get another? Not quite. They go towards inside now.
Yeah, they bypass any potential for further damage. Mertz with the AWP is certainly ready for the arrival of rotation, but Angel getting out from that doorway is able to, inside of the smoke, spot the head of MSL, take him down, but that's not going to be enough because North find all of the remaining kills, and the game, or I shouldn't say the game, the map is done. 16-7, so another one-sided scoreline. Remember, this was 5-0 to start in the favor of HellRaisers. So they essentially went 16-2.
Picked train as well.
Ooh,
that does not bode well.
Point. I just presumed that was North's pick.
No, definitely not. So it is Mirage next, so that's fine, considering that everyone really plays that. But North, you'd think they're poised for a 2-0 at this point. HellRaisers a little bit off the pace. Like they were 5-0 start and lose 16-7. That's really not ideal. At all.
No.
In any sense.
No.
Well, Matthew, it's been an absolute pleasure. That one was a bit quicker than the first map we saw the day. So we are going to take a quick break there, kind of catch our voices, let the guys take a break on the servers as well. We're back from a Mirage, and maybe North closes one out 2-0. Logic dictates it will, but we'll see. Don't go anywhere.